to RGB LAN 3 powered by Linode. We're going to be getting into some Hearthstone. Apparently these are best of ones, and the tournament's already a little bit underway because we had a little bit of issues wrangling some of the players, so we had some matches start before we got fully into it, and we're going to have some more going. I'm Kami, here with the real Wiener.
Yo.
And one of us has played Hearthstone before.
What? I'm like pro at Hearthstone, bro.
Here we are. Well, actually, I wanted to ask the question. Have you played literally any Hearthstone before?
No, I watch it, though.
Oh, you watch it?
No.
No, okay. Regardless, looks like we have some kind of
looks like a UK
pirate
Rush.
face warrior.
Yeah.
UK Rush. I actually can't tell if this is standard or not. But these guys are playing some truly extremely medium cards as far as things go. I've been told that it is standard, so we just have some budget. We've got some budget decks coming in.
Looks like we got the max pain down.
And I would love to know what Dyslexic Hobo is on, but whatever it is probably better than what Bulldozer is playing. Because Pirate Warrior is not a thing in Standard. It used to be. There were some sets going on, but it is not even remotely close to competitive at this point. And I believe my co-caster is about to toss in some random name and say that is what they're playing.
They're playing it. Okay.
Speech jammed the boy.
So who are they going to be playing next?
This is Dyslexic Hobo versus Bulldozer. So they're going to be playing the winner of Moody and now Eleanor, right?
Okay, yeah.
Looks like Bulldozer, with this Pirate Warrior deck, apparently has already taken a victory. I'm starting to think that I should have entered this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you think you could have won this, I mean, I don't know how pro these players are.
Based on what I've seen so far, I could have won it, and I haven't played Hearthstone in roughly 3 months.
I don't know. I think you're placing yourself a little forward.
That would be true if my dude wasn't playing Pirate Warrior in October 2018 Standard.
Cool down your Hearthstone ego.
Okay. I'll admit I got a bit of an ego when it comes to card games. I don't have an ego when it comes to first-person shooters because I suck at those.
Yeah.
But I have been playing card games for a very long time. See, this guy's playing, what is it, Cosmic Anomaly?
I've never played like an online card game before. I've always just done like Magic or whatever, or Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, you've played Magic, so?
Yeah, I've played Magic.
Yeah. So this game shares some similarities to Magic in terms of a lot of the card balance. This game is actually based on the original WoW TCG. Which was a physical card game, which was a game made by a lot of former Magic the Gathering pros and a couple of the developers. So it shares some similarities, cool. Yeah. But this is kind of like 2 steps removed.
Wait, like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, the full name of this game is Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So the Kor'kron Elite, the Black Knight, they're all characters from Hearthstone. From cool. Hearthstone, from Warcraft. Don't.
It's a Hearthstone character from Hearthstone.
They have made a couple original characters of their own that have made their way back into Warcraft at this point, though, which is kind of fun. I don't remember what they are offhand, but I know they exist. And looks like Dyslexic Hobo's just playing some very normal tempo mage style play.
I'm expecting Bulldozer to win this.
I am expecting Bulldozer to play this Kor'kron Elite, and the Kor'kron Elite is going to get explosive runes. He is going to take 3 damage, the Kor'kron Elite's going to die, and he's going to be in a very bad position.
Wouldn't that be like a lucky roll, though?
No, because that's a secret right there.
Oh my god.
Explosive runes.
Okay.
It's dead, he takes 3.
I see. I'm understanding. This game is cheap, dude. This is some cheap trick stuff.
Cheap trick. All right, that's a sick one. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I know it's not literally over already, but just based on card quality I'm seeing so far, it does not look good for Bulldozer. Because Dyslexic Hobo is playing actually like recently updated version of Tempo Mage, or Burn Mage, depending on what you want to call it.
Like deck.
Yeah, basically, the strategy for this one is that it has a couple of early minions, a lot of things that increase the potency of your spells, and a lot of things that just do damage. So if they get a couple of minions down early, they hit their opponent's face a couple of times. A lot of times the deck can just close the game by starting to ignore the board after a certain point and just fucking shoot face damage at people.
Just like straight up go for it.
Yeah, just straight up, just like cast a spell on your face. It's going to be a little bit harder for this one because he is playing a warrior, and warriors have a button that they can press to gain 2 health whenever they want.
This game is cheap.
But, ooh, Fireball the Dread Corsair. That's a bold move.
Go Mando over here.
There is actually a possibility that Bulldozer is going to win with just some random cards because he has that button. But if I'm Bulldozer here, my move here is you want to play that coin because he's got a counterspell up. So the coin's going to get counterspelled. Then you play the Heroic Strike. Don't play the Heroic Strike first. I told you there was a counterspell, Bulldozer.
He didn't see it, dude. He didn't see it coming.
Because you want to get that Life Drinker off the field. Because the more times that Life Drinker is allowed to hit you in the face... He keeps playing into it. He could have won. He could have won this game,
He's getting baited,
man.
dude.
He's getting ultra jebaited.
Looks like we got an inverse Inception on the field.
There's the Aluneth, dude.
Yep.
All right, so this thing, now the mage just draws 3 cards at the end of every one of his turns. So all those spells that he's wasting just doing face damage,
he draws
more 4 cards a turn now.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think this game is just straight up over.
This game is over. Well, let's check the Chalong. I think it's going to be...
I would say poor Bulldozer.
Yeah, it's going to be Hobo.
Yeah, I would say poor Bulldozer, but...
I don't know, how did he win the first one?
I don't know, but it looks really like it really looks like he
got baited into it.
Got absolutely destroyed, not only in PUBG, but in Hearthstone. And he was bringing standard Pirate Warrior in October 2018. So I got to applaud the effort, man, but Pirate Warrior is supposed to be a face deck, and he didn't do a single point of damage to his opponent's face that entire time. Which is rough. That is really rough.
I mean, it's because the mage was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, but like way better.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have done it because the cards he was playing were still so bad comparatively. But if he had played around the secrets a little bit better and maybe used the coin
into it.
Yeah, because he fell for it exactly how I predicted every time. It's just, that's rough. That's rough if you're going to play Hearthstone like that. Maybe do a VOD review, Bulldozer. Maybe listen to this brilliant casting.
Yeah, really want to very high quality.
If you really want to get used to playing Hearthstone at a high level, I made Legend one time, like a full year and a half ago. So that means, really, I'm the source. I'm the source for all your card game news.
the genius, card genius.
Is that like Rocket Genius or?
No, you're just a savant.
Savant.
Yeah.
That's I don't know if I should. I don't know how I should take that.
What a savant is.
Yeah, but usually, savant has some other applications.
Well, you're talking about an idiot savant.
Yes, which is a
savant is totally different.
Well, it's half of the same thing.
What's up? So it was Dyslexic Hobo.
Dyslexic Hobo, yeah, took it pretty easily over Bulldozer.
Yeah, I would say his cockiness makes him cuter. You're right. All right. You're right, bro. You're right. It's all about aesthetics.
Exactly. It's really important to be
an
properly
aesthetic.
Aesthetic player, that's the one.
Yeah.
Really, Bulldozer had an aesthetic going on, but that aesthetic was of someone around rank 25. Or, maybe I'll be generous. He just hasn't played the game in a long time.
That strat would have killed anybody years ago, I'm sure.
Almost. Yeah, actually, I mean, that was like a decent strat. Yeah. He was missing a couple of cards for it because they're not in standard anymore. But that was a pretty good strat for a while. But, the sets get released, they move on, they keep in rotation. It's just it's not really viable anymore, man. Pirate Warrior, it only goes so far. And looks like now Eleanor actually took it over Moody as well. So we're going to be seeing the winner of Boomerang and Pagington going up against Clementine, and then looks like Dyslexic Hobo against now Eleanor.
Yeah. A48 and B12 gamers.
I will say I don't know about the other decks in this tournament. I didn't have the chance to study them beforehand, but Dyslexic Hobo is playing a real deck, which, based on the other person that I saw in this tournament, I think that gives them an advantage. A distinct advantage.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Any chance we have another game to spectate production? All right, waiting on one. In the meantime, so to elucidate some of the differences between Hearthstone and Magic, Magic, you have to play lands, and they let you play your cards. Hearthstone, you just get 1 mana every turn, going up until turn 10, where that's the maximum amount of mana you have.
I feel like that would make it less random, like more competitive worthy, if you would say.
You would think that, but there's a couple of important factors standing in the way. One is that Hearthstone was originally designed in a, I guess it would be a little bit hyperbolic to say extremely anti-competitive way, but Hearthstone is the casualized version of WoW TCG, which was already a little bit more casual of a version of Magic the Gathering.
Wasn't there like a Valve released card game too?
Valve is coming out with Artifact coming up soon. I don't think it's actually out yet. It might be in closed beta, and some people have keys.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure Artifact was had already come out.
But Artifact is supposed to be an incredibly complex card game that has high competitive potential, but apparently is extremely intellectually
November
draining.
28th.
Yeah, so that's going to be in about a month.
Oh yeah, so about a month from now, you guys are gonna see some epic card gamers.
Recently, Magic Arena launched, which is Magic the Gathering's online client that is not Magic the Gathering Online, but is instead a more streamlined, user-friendly version of the, 18-year-old program that is Magic Online. But Magic Arena is actually, it's starting to actually compete in the streaming scene, because Magic Online had maybe 3 streamers that ever played it, and got a decent amount of viewers. But Magic Arena is actually picking up. I know a couple of Hearthstone players actually have decided to stop playing Hearthstone and start playing Magic, because
they should stop playing Hearthstone and start playing Pokemon Online, the card game.
Yo, actually, speaking of which, have you ever played Pokemon Showdown?
What's that?
So you know the actual Pokemon RPGs, right? Like Pokemon
the game.
Red, Green, like Silver, Platinum. Pokemon Showdown is just an online battle client where you just build teams to your specifications, and you go up against other people who have also built teams to their specifications. It's actually weirdly interesting, and shows that Pokemon has a little bit more competitive depth than you would have thought initially. But
well, I mean, I feel like at that point you would know exactly what the top team is.
You would think that, but
I think the fun part of playing Pokemon with friends over the Game Boy Link cable or whatever is that you have no fucking clue how good they are, and your strategy against AI is whatever.
Yeah, well, your strategy against AI is to level 1 Pokemon, and then that'll be your Pokemon.
Well, what? No, I build teams, and I collect Pokemon.
Oh man, that's actually impressive.
I play the game like it was intended. I don't play Weedle and make him a level 100 in the first town, and then
yeah, that would be sick though.
Or wait, it's Rhindone, right, for the Pokemon Red?
It's what for the Pokemon?
It's the Rhino Pokemon.
Rhyhorn?
Rhyhorn Pokemon. Not Pokemon Go. Oh my god. It auto-completed to Pokemon Go.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get a Rhyhorn and you teach it, Super Fang or something?
Oh, Fisher? Or
Rhyhorn and then, Super Fang, and then you can complete all of Pokemon Red with that Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Yeah.
You can kind of already do that with whatever you want, as long as you level it to 100, but...
yeah, I had a level 100 Pichu in my Pokemon Emerald.
Nice.
That was pretty solid.
Yeah, but Yeah, there is a certain extent to which you can be like, oh, this Pokemon is definitely better than another, but they're divided up into like tiers. So you're like, this is the really overpowered crap. This is something a little bit below that. So
I feel like I kind of hate that.
Yeah, but there's actually a lot of variability in teams between tiers.
I feel like it should be that there is some balance where like even a bottom level Pokemon will work in a team depending on the like structure of it.
Well, I mean, that actually is sort of the case. It's not always going to be like legendaries. They just have higher stats, and that's you kind of can't get around that with Pokemon. But with some of the like lower weird like mid-tier kind of crappy Pokemon, if you're building like, oh, this is the team that like just tanks everything and just uses status effects or something like that.
Yeah.
There's actually like a reasonable amount of variability, because a lot of times if you're building teams that tank and stuff like that, you can have Pokemon that you put on your team with a specific Pokemon in mind on the enemy team. Like, oh, my opponent's going to have, I don't know, I'm going to use the word Vibrava. I know it's a Pokemon, but I don't remember what it is. But Vibrava has a specific attack move that is of this type and does this kind of damage. So you can be like...
That sounds like kind of naughty, doesn't it, the name?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Vibrava. It doesn't look very naughty. It's just like a bug.
Yeah, it evolves into like Flygon, I want to say. I actually have no idea. But you can kind of like make a team with that kind of meta in mind, and it will be able to counter it, which I think is kind of interesting. But there is definitely a little bit less like, oh, I'm going to take my Pichu up against this Giratina, and it's just going to work.
Oh, it looks like we got one match going on with Pagington and Clementon. We're going to see if we can...
check back in with production real quick, actually.
We're just waiting for the
have
match
one going?
to start.
Oh, they're waiting for a start? All right, awesome.
Yep. Because it looks like Eleanor has a bye round, right?
No. He should be getting Dyslexic Hobo in there, right? Yeah, because
Right,
Hobo actually played the game, and Bulldozer was kind of just there.
I'm kind of sad that my boy Moody lost. Shout out Moody.
Had to find him before the tournament.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go into round one of a single elimination bracket and you lose.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
I mean, with this few players, they could have honestly done like a double elimination or like Swiss.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, with card games, doing double elimination, doing Swiss, it takes a long time. Because games last an amount of time. You can't be like, oh, this game will definitively last 20 minutes and then we'll get the next block of 20 minutes. It's just like, maybe it'll be over. Maybe it's 2 control decks. Maybe it takes an hour for one match. I don't know. Monkey and Poison. Love you. Snarfle. All right. Good thing, Snarfle. Favorite gamers.
Got him.
Oh, you know what? I do know who Monkey and Poison are. I'm sitting right near them.
Oh yeah. My favorite gamers. Real gamer time right here.
Real gamer hours.
Yep, real gamer hours.
We live in a society.
A gamer society.
All right. Still filling airtime before Hearthstone starts. So, Tempo Mage is actually not super well positioned in the current meta, from what I understand. It still does fine, but I remember at least a tournament report from a couple of weeks ago said that Mage was played as like roughly 1% of the decks that people were playing. Honestly, I expected to see Druid. I expected to see Quest Rogue, Odd Rogue. Expected to see maybe some kind of warrior that wasn't supposed to be Pirate Warrior. But it could be that Tempo Mage is just the key for this one. Because with an 8-player bracket, you really don't have to worry about what the big meta is. You just have to worry about what your opponents are doing at any given time.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever there's a meta, it's always a stale meta. If a meta exists, it's a stale meta.
To an extent. I think...
Unless there's like multiple metas fighting against each other, like more than like 5 or 6 metas.
So by metas, do you mean like just this is a deck?
Like this is a deck that's a meta, and how you use the deck that's a meta.
Okay, well, yeah. So most card games, I know Hearthstone was really bad for a little while, where it only had like 3 decks, which was not great. 3 like reasonably competitive
Usable,
decks.
Yeah.
But for the most part, no matter what, if the card game's designed decently, there's gonna be at least like here's like 8 decks you can probably play, and there's a lot of interplay between that. Because I know right now a set recently just released for Magic, Guilds of Ravnica, and Standard looked really, really different before Guilds of Ravnica came out. Oh, we're actually getting into it.
Oh, we're in the game.
Hey, there's an Odd Rogue. I thought so. Clementine versus Like Rario, who must be Pagington.
Yeah, okay.
Got an Odd Rogue versus another kind of mage. Flame Geyser, Elemental Mage.
Deal 2 damage, 1 off elemental to your hand. So it's like a do damage to yourself, like hurt the enemy kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a... No,
like, it's like a sacrifice card.
Sort of. It adds a 1/2 minion to your hand that you can play later. But in exchange, it does less damage than you would normally expect to do for 2 mana.
Okay.
But Hench Clan Thug coming out. Dagger
I feel like that's
up.
like a really weak card then.
It's pretty weak. The only reason you would ever really want to play Flame Geyser is because Frostbolt exists. It deals 3 damage and freezes. Oh, wow. 2 for 1ing yourself on turn 3 is not a good look, but he needed to get the Hench Clan Thug off the field. That's fair. But I almost feel like it might have been better if he just tried to bait out just dagger attack next turn because
why wouldn't he have just gone for the kill, though?
Oh, because,
should he have saved that card?
Not necessarily. If Clementine had a 4 mana play, or not a 4 mana play, but a 3 mana play and a 1 mana play that they wanted to do in their hand, they might have wanted to use that mana for those 2 cards, but instead, if they left the Hench Clan Thug at a 4/1, they might have felt that they needed to hit with the dagger, because that 3/3 that we were just, the 4/4 that just died, that has an ability that whenever your hero attacks, it gets +1/+1 forever. So he might have been able to bait him into daggering up and then swinging, and gotten a little bit of extra value off of the Breath of Cindergo.
Oh, and by the way, this stream is brought to you by Linode.
Yeah, stream brought to you by Linode. It's for charity. I think I have the placement of the charities here. I'm going to continue to do that because charity is important. We have, for the red team, it's Hopeworks Camden. For the green team, it's Kizzy's Place. And for the blue team, it's Miracles for Molly. Please remember that there is a way to donate below the stream if you wanted to donate to a charity specifically, and also help the charities in the points race in the actual LAN to make more money in the future. But please, it is a charity event. Money's going to charity. It's important. It's important to make charitable donations. And back into the action. Yeah, looks like Pagington is actually just playing Elemental Mage. That Tol'vir Stone Shaper, the 3/5 with the bubble, would be really good against Clem's board right now, but it just got silenced, so Flappy Bird away. It does hit the Wind Fury. Oh, dear lord. All right. Pagington is not in a good spot. Oh, but he didn't get stealth. So Pagington's going to have to protect that Flappy Bird Clementine's going to have to protect that Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
But they have the board presence to do so. If I'm Pagington right now, or like Rario, I am looking for a Flame Strike off the top.
Just to get those players off the board?
Yeah, Flame Strike, 7 mana card, deals 4 damage to all your opponent's minions.
It wouldn't clear all of them?
It would. It would clear all of them, but then the Death Rattle would make 2 more. Frost Nova, maybe Doomsayer coming up? Oh, God, that is not what you want to see out of a deck. All right, so
Is this like a duplication deck?
No, so there's a mechanic in Hearthstone called Adapt that when you do it, you get to choose one of between 3 of 9 potential abilities, or maybe it's 7, I can't remember. And one of them is it gives the minion, when it dies, you get 2 little 1/1s.
Okay, yeah.
So the 3/3 Flappy Bird thing that I was calling, when it hits your opponent's face, it gets to adapt.
Okay.
So one of the adaptations is Wind Fury, which lets it attack twice. So it attacked in again and got the 2/1/1 thing. Really, I'm actually kind of surprised that that Clem chose to buff the Hench Clan Thug. instead of just going for the face damage this turn.
I think this is the turning point for Clementine. I think Lake Roario is about to get destroyed, yeah.
Yeah, if Lake Roario doesn't hit probably exactly Dragon's Fury off the top, they're going down. And even if they hit exactly Dragon's Fury off the top, they're going to survive at 1 health, because that's 8 damage in Clem's hands, and that's 4 damage on the board with the dagger.
He's lucky, dude.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. Thunder Lizard is a bad look against an 8-5. GG. Get absolutely wrecked.
Is there any way to see it from like both teams' perspectives?
Yeah, if you're friends with both players, you should be able to see the cards that are in your opponent's hand as well, or the other player's hands. But it is a little bit of an unreliable. It is an unreliable method of spectating, honestly. So Blizzard, when they made this game, I don't know. I think this came out in 2015, 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. When they made this game, people were like, hey, I'd like a tournament mode added to the game. And Blizzard said nothing. And people were like, hey, I really would like a tournament mode added to the game. And Blizzard was like, maybe.
Maybe.
People were like, all right, we really, really, really want this tournament mode. And Blizzard was like, we'll think about it. They said it again. And Blizzard was like, okay, we'll release a blog post. It says we're working on it. All right? And then
it's like Valve
and then
time,
we're
right?
going to wait 9 months. I think it was 9 months. And then say we're no longer working on it.
Dude, that's
because we couldn't make it work.
Literally Valve right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hearthstone, they've got a lot of things, but consideration for tournaments is not one of them. I don't know how they stream their own games. Like Blizzard, it took them so long.
They have backends for that stuff, I'm sure.
No, they don't. I've seen Hearthstone tournaments just not be able to spectate properly.
What the hell? Okay, wait, so who won that match?
Clem won that match.
Okay, yeah.
In pretty dominating fashion. And we've got another one coming up, looks like.
Yeah.
And, okay, it's actually not best of 1. It's Clementine versus Like Rario again. And Clem still on the odd rogue.
Wait, didn't Clem win?
Clem did just beat this opponent, but it looks like it is not actually a best of 1.
Okay. That's kind of odd.
Well, I mean, it's better for the game, frankly.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping for that.
Yeah, here we have Egg Paladin, which is another extremely weird deck to be bringing to a tournament. All right, hit your opponent's 1/1 with the Blessing of Wisdom. You know what?
Got him.
This match is over. I'm just...
Wait, why are you saying this match is over?
I'm calling it. Clementine has already won.
Okay, wait, what's this golden shiny card?
This golden shiny card, that's a 1/1 with Divine Shield that his opponent just cast Blessing of Wisdom on because he wanted that to not attack. He just 1-for-1'd himself on a 1-drop, and that is not where you want to be against Odd Rogue.
Is Odd Rogue the other one?
Odd Rogue is the deck that we are currently spectating from the perspective of.
Okay, yeah.
You can tell it's Odd Rogue because that's an upgraded hero power next to the hero portrait in the bottom there. Because normally Rogue, when it's playing normal cards, it has that same thing, but it makes a 1/2 weapon, a weapon with 1 attack and 2 durability, instead of a 2/2 weapon. So it's actually a pretty powerful upgrade for the Rogue because you get to attack for twice as much damage. And it's a pretty forcible... Whoa! Not going for the adapt on the bird after you gave your opponent a card.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know about that one, Chief.
This ain't it, fam. All right. Remind me to never not enter a card game tournament at this LAN again.
I would have won this, dude.
Literally, you could have won this.
I don't know. I don't own any decks, dude. I wouldn't have won this.
If I gave you my account and was just like, go ahead, you would 100% have a chance.
A chance?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure these guys play this game hours upon hours every day. At least 1 or 2 hours a day.
Not necessarily. No.
You don't think so? You don't think that someone in a Hearthstone tournament isn't trying to play?
Well, this is at a LAN.
Okay. I
have joined Melee tournaments at LANs before. I love watching Melee. I am horrible at Melee. I am absolutely atrocious at that game. but I've joined them. I even beat someone in the tournament, which goes to show you that if someone's just there, yeah, sure, may as well sign up for the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's just for fun anyway. Yeah. Everyone's just having a blast.
Yeah, having a blast, and I think there actually might be prizes associated with this tournament, which is why I am a little upset that I didn't join.
Yeah. Do we know what the prizes are?
Not totally sure offhand, but I do know that there are prizes.
Okay.
I'm sure one of us can figure it out before too long.
Was there a prize pool like for entering the competition?
As in an entry fee?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
I think all of the tournaments that take place at the LAN are free,
Okay,
as long as you have the entry fee.
Okay. Well, I mean, TF2 isn't.
TF2's not free?
No, it's a $5 entry.
I can't hear production, but at least most of them are free. I know there's a lot of events that go on. I am not totally sure of all of the details. I just know that I get to enter a lot of tournaments.
Even if you don't play in a tournament, it's fun to just like play with people at the LAN. You know?
Yeah, and I maybe could have won a headset.
That's the main point.
I don't know
honestly.
what I could have won. But as you can see, like Rario, not really getting there.
Dude, look at this. Is literally the most. I don't even know how to play this, and this looks terrifying.
It looks,
I would hate to be like Rario right now. I would hate to be like Rario.
Yeah, the
not victory is yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the actual.
Do you type those yourself, or is that just
no?
automatic?
Those are one of the things that Hearthstone actually has as like a big plus for it is it has really good sound design and it has a lot of nice voice lines.
Oh, so it's like well played.
Yeah. It's the victory is yours.
The victory is yours.
It's something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
So all of the characters have a couple of emotes they can
those.
do. Yeah, all the characters have a couple of emotes they can do. They actually, Blizzard removed an emote and replaced it with a different one a while back because people were abusing the emote sorry to BM their opponents.
Oh my god.
And they replaced it with wow, which is almost equally as bad.
So this is the final, right? We got Clementine versus
the winner of Dyslexic Hobo and now Eleanor.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
finals?
it yet. Looks like this will be grand finals. Yeah. Odd Rogue might be a little tough to take out for a person who hasn't played in a couple of months, but I think I could do it against a Tempo Mage. We'll see.
Put a lull in chat if you think Clementine is going to win.
Can I get any chat interaction, please? I love you guys. Please, tell me you love me.
No.
Hey, production, get out of here.
Hey, get out of here. Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. Listen, he likes to think that he's walking.
Okay, yeah, I'm imagining that I'm walking. I'm role-playing here. I'm role-playing that I'm walking.
I love you too, citizen. All right, production's messing with us. I'm assuming we're just waiting on the next one because I can see that there is a. Can we see an ongoing match actually? There isn't one going. All right. Oh, we don't have the feed. Okay. Oh, they don't have spectating enabled. You'd think that would be an important part of joining a tournament. That's just unfortunate. Yeah, it's a little ad hoc. Regardless, if I'm thinking, I'm just going to assume, based off the fact that Dyslexic Hobo seemed basically competent.
Yeah, I think Dyslexic had an actual strategy going on.
Dyslexic had a stragy. I don't know about now.
I think Clem is just like smart. Like the way they play is they're just a smart player.
Yeah, they
even if they don't know the strategies.
Clem has only made like one thing that I would say is probably an error so far. Because I think if you have the adapt on the fledgling, you just have to go for it. Like I understand that you're scared of the spooky dragon egg, but like, you gotta adapt. Maybe it gets Wind Fury, then you can attack the egg. But at the very least, you'll have done 3 damage to your opponent's face.
We got definitely not cherry treats.
Oh no, I
calling
saw that
calling out Cammy, my boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His
we
boy,
we love you too. Definitely not cherry treats.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm getting a look from my co-producer here. I don't know what to do with that one. But at any rate, I don't know anything about Now Eleanor and his Hearthstone prowess, but I would like to think that he's also an acceptable player, and maybe it'll be a really hard-fought match. Maybe it'll be a really hard-fought match between the two of them, and maybe someone that can beat Clementine will come out of it. We don't know. I can only hope. But I can't really say for sure. All right. I will accept the command. I will copy and I will paste.
Wait, stop.
Okay. This is really going far too far. Ooh. Okay. I'm just gonna I'm gonna let the chat speak for itself. I'm going to talk about something that I enjoy. Apparently they had free pizza for volunteers, so I actually got to eat between casting, which was great. I really appreciate they're doing their part to help their volunteers. RGB LAN, good production, lovely producer, good company. I am trying so hard to avoid looking at whatever's being typed right there. And it's not working. It's not working at all. But back to Hearthstone. I am actually kind of shocked that I haven't seen a single person play Druid yet, because Druid is just blatantly overpowered.
What's the current top level deck that the top level world champions use?
There's still a variety of decks. Like at tournaments, you'll see a lot of decks, especially because the traditional tournament format for Hearthstone is called Conquest, which is people have to bring 4 different decks. Then each player bans one of their opponent's decks.
That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
How big does the variation have to be between decks? What if they just bring 4 of the exact same
classes?
deck?
Different classes.
Different classes?
Yeah, so Hearthstone has 9 classes.
And you base the deck off the class.
Yeah, and the
What if you just make the deck the exact same except the class is the same?
That's the thing, is that you actually can't, because all of the classes have these things associated with them called class cards, which are cards that only that class can use. Okay. So when you have Warrior, you saw earlier a Warrior was playing Heroic Strike. That's a card that no other class can play. Only Warriors can play that. It's not a very good card, but there are some really good class cards.
Strategic, specific class cards.
Yeah. Like Fireball in the Mage deck. Fireball is a Mage card. You can't use that in any other class. But so Druid's class cards are particularly strong. So if you put together a Druid deck with just some random win condition and you put the same 23 really good Druid cards in it, a lot of times it's going to be able to win games. But you do see a lot of class variation in the top levels of play, partially because it's forced and partially because there is some strategic diversity involved in trying to build decks that will counter certain things.
Right. Which, it's just going to get banned, though, if you build a deck to counter.
Yeah, but the thing is...
Wait, are you allowed to look at the person's deck before you ban it, or you just see the class?
Certain tournaments will have fully open deck lists, which will say you can see every card in an opponent's deck.
And would it result in a ban if you changed the deck after it was banned?
Yeah. No, you can't change decks once you submit them. If you submit them,
so you have to submit a deck before you play.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you submit.
Are there any big no ban tournaments?
No, as in you don't ban a deck after it's submitted.
You just play with whatever you want.
Not really, because it's not so much that it's restrictive to have the ban, but it's strategic basically.
It makes the game more exciting.
Yeah, it makes the game work better, especially because if your opponent is playing one silver bullet deck against one of your decks, and you're this just isn't a matchup that I want to be preparing for. I want to be preparing for other stuff. Then you can say, all right, well, I'll dedicate my ban to Rogue on my opponent's side because I can't deal with Quest Rogue or I can't deal with Odd Rogue, something like that. Or maybe it's like, I can't deal with Taunt Warrior. You can build your lineup with strategic weaknesses to certain things, such that you can ban them later.
Here, you wanna do a little contest here?
All right.
So let's see who can make the most double chins.
Oh Lord, I don't know. You can't even see. You can't even see double chins because I got beard.
Okay.
This is just making me uncomfortable. It's hard to talk. Yeah, no, I think you actually win. Yeah, because you got all the riffles, like all the ripples there.
Wait, you can't even do it?
Well, I can but it doesn't really do anything.
You just look like a dwarf at that point.
Yeah. I just look like I reduce my neck to 0.
You look like really, really buff because it looks like your shoulder muscles are like this tall. like those meme images of people on steroids. You know what I'm talking about?
some approaching that. Yeah, I think images where people shrink just people's heads in post are coming back into the limelight. They fell out of favor for a while, it seems like, but they're coming back. So now you get small head people.
Buy now, sell later. Memes.
You really trying to meme economy people right now? Is that really what's going on? I guess it has been a little while since we've actually had gameplay to cast. So,
meme economy. Meme economy, guys. Meme economy.
Oh, so we've just evolved to saying a thing over and over again. I dig it.
Meme economy.
I've heard that repetition is the basis of comedy. I didn't hear what production just said, but I'm pretty sure it's, hey, stop. Oh, no. We don't have to go to a break.
Yeah, we're good.
I can keep talking forever. Because repetition is the basis of comedy, as they say.
You can do it.
But at a very basic level, I can just keep talking about card games because I've been playing card games for a disgusting amount of time.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've been playing Magic for 15 years at this point.
Wait, how old are you, dude?
I'm 22.
So you've basically been playing the game out of your womb? Out of the womb?
For over 2/3 of my life, yeah. So it's just almost every card game I have at some point either learned some amount of it, played some amount of it.
So if you just picked up a card game, you think you'd be able to play it right there? If you just looked at the cards?
No, there's still a level of basic this is what this means that you kind of have to get to. But I would say that I pick up card games quicker than the average person.
Okay, let's try and guess Boomerang's age.
Boomerang, you are.
Let's both guess Boomerang's age.
Yeah,
you go first because I think you actually know.
No, I don't know who Boomerang is. I like them. They're in chat. They're talking. It's great. But
I think I know who Boomerang is.
If they said, "Oof, I'm so old, haha."
Okay.
That probably means that they're not in their 40s.
Let's say I'm gonna guess 37.
I was going to guess 34.
34?
Yeah. I think we're both in agreement. They're probably in their 30s, which we're about to be proven wrong, probably in chat. But I think it's the case. I would guess somewhere mid 30s.
Okay, Boomerang, reveal. Yeah, just
apparently wave.
Just wave. We'll see you.
And apparently from seeing you, we'll be able to immediately tell your age.
Yeah, we'll be able to immediately tell your age.
You know where production is. I'm sure you'll be able to tell. Oh, looks like that might be Boomerang. Coming up. Oh, they're in the cape. That's the gentleman that brought the cape.
How old are you?
Oof, I'm so old, haha. You look... I'm still... Maybe even a little bit...
I'm going to say 28.
How old?
28?
Nice.
Am I serious? Am I serious? What do I win?
What do you mean, oof, I'm so old? You're 28. You haven't even hit 30 yet.
Wait, you have gray hair at 28? I mean, you might as well grow your hair out and get the Gandalf beard and everything.
Yo, that'd be sick.
Go for it.
Apparently my sister actually found a gray hair on my head the other day. I don't know why she was looking for it, but that was concerning. Maybe I'll look good gray. Yeah, I don't actually know if the stream heard him. Boomerang said he is 79. Unfortunately, a 79-year-old man at the LAN. Really, truly impressive that someone with...
I don't know. When he came over with his walker, it was
I know. People always lie about their age. They like to say they're younger. He said 79. It might have been somewhere in the 90s.
Yeah.
I really can't say.
He came over with his walker, and I mean,
but, it's impressive that he still has that kind of memory. I know a
that
lot
kind
of
of
people.
mobility.
A lot of people like Boomerang. They lose not just the memory, they lose the mobility. They lose all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, when you get really old.
Really, really old, like Boomerang.
Yep, ancient.
28 years old. That's not old.
28. I thought he said 88. What?
You're young, just like me. Man. All right, but eventually we'll get back to Hearthstone, I'm sure.
Yeah, Eleanor and Dyslexic Hobo might have something going on, like a technical.
I hope that they don't.
I hope they don't. Yeah.
Oh no, you're gray haired. You're fine.
Hey, look at this. Look at this gray hair. Hey, can we change the chroma to all gray? Look at my gray hair.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't think that's gonna work. My gray hair.
It would actually be really.
Wait. Can you do the
I don't think I know what you're Oh, dang it, Bobber.
My gray hair.
My gray hair. It's truly. Get over here, boy. I don't think I even have a good Hank Hill. I tried. But it's the sort of thing you can't actually tell if you have a good impression
I've only
of
seen
something.
King of the Hill a couple of times
That's
when
true.
I was younger. So my actual
I have trouble with Mike Judge cartoons. Like Beavis and Butthead, stuff like that. I have trouble with it.
I feel like the those terrible new animated shows where it's the animation looks horribly ugly. I think that's how people felt about Beavis and Butthead when it first came out.
I think. Well, yeah. I mean, ugly animation to make a point is nothing new. You probably remember Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. Wait, we got Tangy.
Tangy got here via something up next after Hearthstone. Looks like we're gonna have maybe a quick stream break, then some Midnight Madness action going on.
Yeah, some Midnight Madness action. If you're talking about who's playing next, we probably have Clementine, and I'm guessing Dyslexic Hobo. We're both gonna that's our bet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. We mentioned this earlier during the PUBG section, but producer console. The charities under the RGB Twitch page are currently wrong. They're the ones from RGB 2, not the ones from RGB 3. So we should probably update those.
Yeah.
They were good charities. I liked them. I'm a fan of the charities. But we have different ones now because it's a different LAN. Sponsored. Oh, sorry. RGB LAN 3, powered by Linode.
Powered by Linode. Powered, and it just sounds better.
Yeah, I think it actually sounds better. It's because it is more descriptive as to what they're doing.
Yeah, they're powering us.
They are empowering the LAN. They are enabling this to happen. But ultimately, I can dig it. I don't fully understand what too young means. Are you more of a gaming, or are you
we got
CS
CS 1.6, TF2, Melee. I mean, we got lots of older.
Yeah, but to be fair, we don't have Unreal Tournament 4 or Quake.
Nothing actually ancient. Well, I mean, we do have ancient games, but nothing in the PC spectrum that's too old. Older than 12. I think TF2 is 11.
TF2 did recently just turn 11.
Yeah.
CS Source is, I think, 15 years old.
Is it?
Yeah. Or it might be 8. Yeah, I don't know, actually. It might even be older than that.
Unreal Tournament 99.
Oh, yeah. Unreal Tournament, right? My dad actually used to go to a bunch of LAN parties, but it was in family LANs.
Oh, yeah,
so he played, original, Quake Team Fortress, some of the UTs. He was pretty good. I don't really think he's very good anymore because he hasn't really been video gaming in a while. But
did you see the new Rafa versus Cooler Quake?
I don't actually. No, I don't know if I did.
They're both 45.
Yo, that's sick.
And then there's a BPM monitor when they're playing attached to them.
Nice.
And they were both broken, so it just said 0 BPM, and they were just both sitting there like robots because they're ancient players. It was pretty meme. With the dead comment.
No, what's actually even worse is that my Steam account is actually from my dad. I play TF2 on my dad's Steam account. It's 13 years old.
That's against TOS.
It is against TOS, but he doesn't use it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have mentioned it, but it really does. It gets worse.
It looks like the match finally ended.
Actually did.
Our bet, if we had been betting on this, we would have won.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Dyslexic Hobo
versus Clementine.
A defeat against Dyslexic Hobo, one against now Eleanor, and Clementine won against Pagington, and they're both going into grand finals, I believe. So Dyslexic Hobo and Clementine in the final match coming up.
And they are going to be winning something. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Might ask production about that in a minute. Like, hey, production, what actually is the prizing for this tournament?
It might be like a surprise prize.
That's true.
Surprise. Yep.
Yeah. Apparently not our department.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
But they're going to win something.
That's something probably pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff to give away.
Yeah, it's actually, there's a bunch of stuff here. Over on the stage over there, we had some pictures of it taken earlier. It's probably on the RGB LAN social media, maybe Twitter, something like that. But there's a whole stage full of computer peripherals,
all sorts
shirts,
of fun
all sorts of stuff. I think the overall points leader in the tournament is winning a $250 Steam gift card. Honestly, I should have entered this because I might have won the Steam gift card if I won enough of these tournaments.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are larger prize pools, but not like not that are directly you're able to win through like random tournaments.
Yeah, I know. Linode, our biggest sponsor here, is also giving away a Nintendo Switch at the event, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
I need to ask them at their booth about that later because I'd like to win.
I'm pretty sure there was a $250 Steam gift card as well.
Yeah, that's the overall points leader for the tournament or for the whole LAN. Like whoever wins the most amount of points is gonna get that. I wouldn't be surprised to see some people colluding on that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little sad because there was a late night tournament last night just after the setup, and it was a game called Cluster Puck 99. Oh hey, looks like we might be getting into Hearthstone soon. Not immediately, but soon. It was a game called Cluster Puck 99, indie developed game. They partnered with The Last Land, gave us a bunch of keys. Really great people. Great game too. I have not played that much of that game. Neither had anyone else in the tournament.
I actually
nearly came back.
I might need to go because I need to warm up.
Oh, do you need to warm up? Oh yeah, you gotta scrim. No problem.
Is there another caster?
No problem. I can just do this solo. I can speak for days.
Console. Is there another caster who can come in?
My compatriot
because
here needs
I
to
really need to
warm up for TF2. He's got a scrim to do.
I need to warm up for TF2.
Yeah, no, just get it. You're fine.
Okay,
get out of here. Don't worry about it.
Maybe you'll get another caster.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I appreciate your help. Thanks, everybody. That was the real wiener. He is not the fake wiener.
I'm not fake.
And
nice seeing you.
He actually didn't forget his phone. I thought he was going to. But yeah, coming up soon, I'm going to say that it will probably be Dyslexic Hobo versus Clementine, and I've actually seen a deck from both of them. It was Dyslexic Hobo was running a Tempo Mage, and Clementine was running an Odd Rogue. And those are both fairly aggressive decks. Really what it's going to come down to, I think, is the first couple of turns in that matchup. If one of them can get out of the gate notably stronger than the other one, it's going to be very hard to come back, because Odd Rogue, it builds an overwhelming board presence, and Tempo Mage, it'll just burn you out. So I'm looking forward to seeing the first couple of turns, because it's going to be rough. It's going to be, honestly, like, it's going to be scary. That's the sort of thing that you look at it and you're like, if you're in that matchup, you're sweating, because you know it's going to be really, really hard to come back if you're not in the pole position after the first couple of turns. But I believe eventually we'll get into it. For now, I'm going to talk about Magic the Gathering, because I am really bad at talking about Hearthstone in a vacuum. But Hearthstone, takes after Magic. Magic the Gathering Arena just came out. And I was telling my co-compatriot over here earlier, but he's not here now, so I'll just tell the stream, that Guilds of Ravnica for Magic just came out, and it really dynamically changed the Standard environment, because Standard looked very different before this, and it's still kind of a huge scramble right now to come up with new decks and try to make things best, and try to make them better. That's kind of the fun thing about a set release, and I think we're about to get in Hearthstone too. That's kind of the fun thing about a set release. In both Hearthstone and in Magic, you get a chance to really just think super hard about the game and about what might work shortly after a set release. So I think that's a lot of people's favorite time to play the game, especially when they get a chance to brew and understand really what the new cards are going to do to the game. And so Clementine is on the Odd Rogue, and I see Dyslexic Hobo is actually on a Warlock and not on the Mage that we saw from them earlier. Yeah. Oh wow! Actually, getting rid of the Flappy Bird. I would have expected, since they're on the coin, that they might want that. Yeah. Clementine is, of course, on Odd Rogue, a very powerful, aggressive deck. Yeah. Hey, Bulldozer. How's it going? Oh, and we have Dyslexic Hobo on Zoo. So another reasonably aggressive deck, but one that's more oriented towards board control than Tempo Mage. Because Tempo Mage, it really, after the first couple of turns, if it doesn't have that board presence, it's just going to start ignoring the board and directing damage into your face. Because that's one of the things that was really important during early Hearthstone, is figuring out when you can turn the corner and start ignoring your opponent's minions and just hitting their face over and over again. Because aggro wasn't really being played very well at the time. Aggro as an archetype and aggressive decks and tempo-style decks really took a while to take off in Hearthstone, because as a new game, you get new players and people who don't necessarily know super well how to play the game they're playing. And I think it was actually the first ever Hearthstone World Champion, Firebat. One of his hallmarks of his play was being a strong aggro player. He understood when he could turn that corner and when he had to. Wow, that is a very large Tar Creeper. He understood when he had to turn that corner and when he was allowed to turn the corner too. I think Zoo doesn't really have that many effects that deal 1 damage on turn 4, so I wouldn't begrudge you for taking this trade, but I think as Odd Rogue, you really want to get your Zoo opponent's health total down, because if you're not going into the Fungomancer turn, they don't have a coin. They're not going to have an easy way to buff this Tar Creeper. I think you direct 5 damage to your opponent's face. You maybe even get in there with the dagger if you want. I know you have the double deadly poison in the hand, but I think you get in there with at least the 5 damage to your opponent's face. Because you had a huge owl. Like, that's a very important turn to have the silence. And Clem did take the advice, not talking directly to them, but I'm glad they took it, because I think it would have been a mistake to trade into the Tar Creeper. Maybe next turn, because they might have Fungomancer on 5, but I think it's important to get the damage in, because Warlock has life tap. You don't want to let your opponent have that much life, because they're just going to draw the cards. Life tap is classically one of the most powerful hero powers in all of Hearthstone, and it really shows with the continual power of Zoo Warlock throughout the history of Hearthstone. Zoolock is one of the decks that it plays like an aggro deck sometimes, but it really does have a lot of elements of board control. It has a lot of elements of minion combat, and Zoo oftentimes will end up playing the controlling role against much more aggressive decks like old Face Hunter or this Odd Rogue here. So I think as an Odd Rogue, you want to accept that your opponent's going to have to be playing the controlling role. You want to put them on the back foot and make it happen, because you as a player need to understand your game plan going into any of these things, and it's not always the most clear thing, but I think having an idea of how to play your deck is a lot about understanding your game plan. And as Odd Rogue, if you're not directing damage into your opponent's face, I think you've fundamentally missed something there. So I think coming up here for Dyslexic Hobo and this Zoo Warlock, this is going to be one of the most pivotal turns of the game, because you can see his life total is getting pretty low, and we can see on Clem's side there's a Fungomancer coming out next turn. So Dyslexic Hobo needs to have something to help him clear this board, and Kobold Librarian is not really it. We were going to be looking for a Despicable Dreadlord there, or maybe, if he had had the chance, a Soul Infusion on a Serenite Chain Gang, but that's a doubling imp. That Fungomancer is going to come down, and he's going to take damage, because he can't fully clear this board. He can get it most of the way clear, but that Argent Squire is going to survive. And if Dyslexic Hobo can't taunt up in the next couple of turns, oh, that was a major mistake. Oh, you do not want to leave 2 minions alive going into an Odd Rogue's turn 5. Oh, that is... It's not lethal, but it's close. I'll tell you that much. Oh, that is... I wouldn't go so far as to call it throwing, but it's not good. That's not good. Also, since Bulldozer's in chat now, what were you doing playing Pirate Warrior, brother? Like, I gotta ask. This is standard, man. Yeah, see, Hobo's just gone. You can't leave the Fungomancer. You can't leave Fungomancer targets on the board. And of course, I mean, Clementine would have had a lot harder of a time that game if they hadn't had that pivotal owl on turn 3. But... Dude, it's not gonna work. Pirate Warrior in 2018 is just not gonna work. It would have been a lot harder for Clementine if they didn't have the owl on turn 3, but they did, and I think Dyslexic Hobo really didn't adjust their game plan enough to mitigate that damage, make it stop, like stop it from coming in. And of course, if they had Dreadlord on turn 5, it would have helped a lot. But but coming into those early turns, you could see the game was literally over on turn 6. You have to make something happen early. And, you know, the Hobo didn't manage it. So, Tempo Mage is going to be interesting, I'll tell you that much, because we're going to have random damage effects. Arcane Missiles, Cinderstorm. That stuff is going to be really important in controlling the board in these early turns, because otherwise Odd Rogue's going to... Wow, Mana Worm is 2 mana now? Holy crap. I didn't even notice that nerf came through. You know, you can tell how long it's been since I've played Hearthstone. Playing Mana Worm at 2 mana seems less than amazing. It really does seem like that's a bit of a poverty choice. I would not have brought Tempo Mage to this tournament with a 2 mana Worm, but you know what? We'll see if it pays off for him, because it's already dead. But yeah, if Hobo can hold his own in these early turns against Odd Rogue, with some of those random damage effects and maybe establish a board presence of his own, he might actually be able to take it. But going second is not good for him. And playing just a secret on turn 3 is not good for him. Because that's presumably it's going to be an explosive rune. So this Blink Fox is going to come down. It's probably going to get eaten. Oh, wow. Oh, no, there it is. It is the runes. And now Hobo's just taken 8 damage to the face. Unless he makes a huge mistake. But I think Clementine, you got to pull the trigger on this cold blood every time. Yeah. By the way, Bulldozer, what I will say is you probably would have done a little bit better if you had just pressed the tank up button a little bit more and had played around those secrets. Because there was a turn where I was calling out that you needed to play the coin first so you didn't get your heroic strike counterspelled, because you needed that life drinker off the board. And you played the heroic strike first, and that's a beating. That you don't want to get your heroic strike countered and your Captain Greenskin destroyed by explosive runes on the same turn, because that's going to be really hard to come back from. And I'm pretty sure this Tempo Mage is not going to play Vaporize, so that's going to be another 8 damage that just connects to face if Clementine is brave enough. They always forget about Counterspell, man. They always forget about Counterspell. Frankly, if I'm Clementine, I'm seriously considering just dagger up, kill the 3/2, maybe play a Fledgling or an SI7 agent just to get the explosive runes off the board. Or you could silence. Yeah, you could use the owl, because I don't really think Tempo Mage plays that many taunts, if any. Tank the face damage, that's fine, but you want to keep your 8-4 alive. And your opponent couldn't kill it last turn. Maybe they can't kill it next turn. And you get to connect with another 9 damage to face. It's freaking terrifying. Because if this Hench Clan Thug doesn't die this turn, Dyslexic Hobo is dead. It doesn't look good. Oh, Cinderstorm is a concern. This is where those random damage effects come in. Oh, no! That's exactly what we were worried about. He can still barely kill it, but that's going to take another 2 mana for the ping. Oh, Jesus. That is not where you want your Cinderstorm to go. And we got probably fledgling Hench Clan Thug coming out from Clementine. That's going to be terrifying. No, don't play SI7 Agent, man. I know you're thinking about it. Just play Fledgling, play Hench Clan Thug, attack with the dagger. Next turn, you're going to dagger up, attack again, play Fungalmancer. All right, it's a simple strategy. Come on, you got this. I know. Yeah, see? There you go. I understand you want to consider the options. Maybe you think SI7ing your opponent's face is a good idea. It's not. Just play Hench Clan Thug. It's simple. It's Odd Rogue. You've played it before. I saw you play it before. You're not going to lose this game either. Your opponent just played Arcane Intellect on an empty board from their side on turn 6. Kirin Tor Mage. Okay, well, they actually have the counterspell, because that's both explosive runes down for them. But it doesn't look good. All you need to do is dagger up and play Fungalmancer, my dude. Esports, my dude. And after this interminable wait time, Clementine may, at some point, actually decide to win the game. There's the runes, and that's the game. A 3 damage over lethal on turn 7. Those were a quick set of destruction from Clementine. Never losing a game. Definitely never losing a game, never losing a match. I don't know if they played anything other than Odd Rogue the entire time. Turns out Odd Rogue is actually a very strong aggro deck. And if you're playing against opponents that aren't very well prepared for you, aggro is all you really need to do. But I believe that will do it for the Hearthstone tournament. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah, we'll be double checking that. But honestly, saw some alright plays. I think Clementine had their head on their shoulders, but they definitely spent a little bit extra time in the tank, just making absolutely certain that their plays were going to win them the game. Because turns out 5 + 6 = 11, and that's your opponent's health total. No, Tempo Mage does not play Vaporize. Your opponent didn't play a Primordial Glyph. They couldn't have gotten the Vaporize. Just attack their face. It'll be fine. But honestly, relatively well played last match. I think there were some crucial mistakes of the type that I was talking about from Dyslexic Hobo in failing to really kind of identify that he needs to be on the defensive as Zoo versus Odd Rogue. But Clementine just not able to be stopped. And while production is checking that, let's go back to the Magic Corner. So Standard Brewing just started in Magic. Or not just, it started recently, and looks like this meta might turn out to be, unless something goes and really takes the meta by storm, this meta might turn out to be a very slow, grindy one. Magic Draft. Oh, no, I don't actually, I don't know if we're going to be streaming any of the Magic Drafts. I don't know if we have the setup for that. We do not, apparently. But, I might be playing in some, hopefully. I like Magic. I'd love to play against you, Boomerang. Oh, I am talking about Magic. I'm talking about Magic, don't worry about it. Random Heroes of the Storm, I have no idea. But it looks like the meta in this standard of Magic is probably going to end up being mega grindy and probably a lot of control matchups versus green-black mid-range. Hey, man, I appreciate that I could keep it interesting for you. It's a little bit of a slow-paced thing sometimes. I know Hearthstone, especially when you can't see what's in your opponent's hand, can be kind of a tough spectator sport. But I think honestly, card games are a little underrated. But I think I know vanilla WoW PvP. WoW PvP. One of the major Hearthstone streamers actually got into Hearthstone because they did WoW PvP. Then they got into winning that and streaming, and I think they eventually played like some League of Legends and moved on to Hearthstone when it came out. And now they're one of the best players in Hearthstone. The best arena players in Hearthstone. Which I think is actually kind of cool. It's kind of interesting that there is kind of that Blizzard ecosystem, that once you get into one of their games, a lot of times you'll be able to get into another one. No, I was actually thinking of Hafu. Crypt did Diablo 3 stuff, right? Crip is a really good arena player too, but I don't know if he came from vanilla WoW PvP. Hafu and Crip are usually in contention for like the top arena players in whenever they release the rankings. But there is definitely this like interesting Blizzard experience that goes on where people decide they want to get into a Blizzard game. And wait, Crip was number 1 in what? I'm sure he was number 1 in Arena a couple of times, but I don't think he played WoW PvP. I know he was really good at Diablo 3. All right, so number 1 in Arena in September. That's actually really cool. I'm glad to see that it's still working out for him. But looks like we're about to cut to a break pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly what's coming up yet, but we'll get back to you. I think it might be some other stuff coming up. I actually have no idea. But I'm glad you stuck with me. I'm glad I could make it entertaining for some of you in chat. And yeah, we'll see you soon at RGB LAN 3. Sponsored and powered by Linode.